Assalamu alaikum, this is Alamin from Python PowerShell, and in this video we're going to talk about HTML basics on Acode. As you all know, Acode is a very powerful code editor for Android, and right now I'm inside the Acode application, and without any further ado, let's get started. So what is HTML? First of all, we have to know what is HTML before we get any further. So what is HTML? HTML is the standard markup language for the web, alright? And the acronym stands for Hypertext Markup Language, alright? So now that we know what is HTML, let's get started with the tutorial. Well, first of all, if you can remember, in our last video, I've created this file first.html where I have used some of the Acode shortcuts and created the HTML boilerplate. Okay, we're gonna come back to this later. I've created the HTML boilerplate with that, and so now we are inside this file that we've created. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna create the same file but in another directory. I did not, as you all know, in our last tutorial I've created this file inside this music directory, but right now I do not like this directory because I will not stick to that. Okay, let's change directory. Let's use another directory. We are going to open another folder. For that, you can tap right here. Okay, let me show you the place. You can tap on these three bars, and then when they open, and then you tap on this. I'm sorry. You tap on this, and then you open the folder. Alright, right now we are inside this music directory where we have this thing, but we can tap on this to go back into our internal storage. So let's go into internal storage, and then I'm gonna use this DCIM thing. Okay, let's go inside there. So I have one folder inside here, which is this thing, which is this images. So right now, if you want to select this folder, just tap on this and the folder will be selected. Okay, so now there are too many files, whatever, just tap OK. It will be opened. As you can see right now, the DCIM is opened, and then it has one subfolder which is images. Great. So right now I'm going to create a new file inside this folder. Okay, to create a new file, just tap on this three dots next to the DCIM folder, and then after you type, you select new file. Okay, new file. Alright, and then I'm gonna name it index.html. Okay, we have some space right here, so let's get rid of that. Then press OK, and below this, okay, let me show you this. Below this images folder, we have this index.html file right here. So, which means they are all of them inside this one single folder, which is DCIM. Now, if I close this folder, you're not gonna see them, all of them. But if I open the folder, you can see them. So now let's tap on this index.html file to kind of open it. Okay, let's tap on this to open it. Great. Now we have this file opened from DCIM, not from music as in this one. Okay, so let's close the first .html. This thing I'm gonna close it right now. Okay, we have a new fresh HTML file ready to be used. Okay, and before we start diving into the tutorial, let's understand what is a tag. For example, you have to, if you want to use HTML, you have to get familiar with its tags. So what is that tag? Well, a tag site, okay, like we can think of it as the blocks used in a building, so we can, that will help simplify things a little bit. Alright, so those are tags, and every tag has a starting point and an end point. Well, we call it start tag and an end tag. For example, let's do a P tag. P stands for paragraph. Okay, let's expand this. See, this P tag, every tag start with this less than and then a greater than. Okay, and this is called, the one on top is called the start tag, and the one below is called the end tag. And basically, whatever goes in between these things, whatever you put in here, is the content. Alright, so we call it HTML element. All of this together, we call them HTML element. Alright, so okay, now that you know what is a tag, and you know the start tag, the starting point of a tag and the end point of a tag, let's write the HTML boilerplate. Okay, every HTML boilerplate, for example, I have a shortcut to write the HTML boilerplate because it's you can write it out, but it's gonna be a waste of time. So let's type an exclamation point and then you tap on this thing, just like in Visual Studio Code. Alright, so tap on that, and there you go. So let me explain this line by line. If you stick to me, inshallah you'll understand what I'm saying. Alright, so the first line is the doc type declaration. I call it declaration because you have to declare it in every possible page. Okay, every web page you are trying to create, every page you've made up, or I don't know how to say that, just make sure you have this doc type declaration. It tells your search engines and browsers that this website uses HTML5 whatever. So, and then we have this next one, which is the HTML tag. The HTML tag is like the root of every other element or every other tag, because if you can see, if you look around, you can see all the other tags are inside it because it's their parent. So this is how an HTML page looks like. So this, now from here, all of this are inside this HTML thing, which means they are his children, right? And it's their parent. Yeah. Okay. So we have this UTF-8 thing. It's just the character set that is used for this web page. That is it. And then we have this thing, viewport meta. This meta, okay, I'm gonna explain what is a meta first. Meta means a meta tag. Okay, we call it meta tag. Meta tag is it is used by browsers to display metadata. For example, metadata means information. for a browser can use this information to know how to display the web page, and also search engines can find this information helpful when they're looking for keywords. Okay, so I think that can help simplify things a little bit. So let's continue with our explanation. This viewport ensures that every device you use corresponds with the size of the web page. For example, the web page can resize itself on various devices. Okay, and it sets the initial scale to 1.0. This ensures that whenever the starts, okay, whenever the web page reloads, so this the initial scale of this the web page, the zoom will be 1.0. That is what all of this is saying. And we have this meta http -equiv equals x whatever. This is not so important, but it just ensures that I'm sorry, it ensures that this IE you're seeing right here, this IE ensures that it uses the latest available rendering engine to render a web page. When I say render, I mean display. That is just a fancy way of saying display, but actually it's just render. So now that we have boilerplate, okay, we have another thing left, which is the title tag. This says it's just used to write the title of the web page. For example, I will call my web page great site. So this is just for title. That is this tag is used for title. Okay, so, and remember, all that we have done is written inside the head section of this web page. The head section, or the head tag, starts from here and ends here. So all of these other things are inside the head tag section. For example, if I close the head thing, you can see all of the other things are now hidden because I hide their parent. Their parent now they are hidden inside the parent. So that is it. And before I forget, this HTML tag is the root, and it has a language attribute which is set to EN. It means English, which means whatever is on this page has to be in English. All right, that is it. So you can set any language you want, but English is the default. Okay, so we have the body section, or the body tag, because all of these are tags. This one is a tag, this one is a tag, this one is a tag, and this one is a tag too. So we have the body tag, and inside here goes every possible thing you can think of that you want to display on this web page. For example, before you've seen a p tag, to write a p tag, just write p and then space to clear whatever, and then tap on this tab thing. I tapped on here. Okay, I tapped on here. So if you tap that place, and then you can now write. For example, I'll say this is a, okay, I had a typo, but that's okay. This is a p tag, an exclamation point. So this is a p tag. For example, let's have a title that says h1 for header 1, we have header 1 to 6, and they are okay, they are arranged in hierarchy. Okay, for example, h1 is bigger than h2 and h2 is bigger than h3. The same goes till the end. So now we have h1. I'm gonna say heading 1. Okay, let's have h2. I'm gonna do heading 2. Okay, up to 6. You can tell the difference. Alright, so for now, let's run this program. To run this program, tap on this icon. And I've forgotten something. Everything you've done, you have to save it. Okay, to save it, just tap on this thing and it's gonna be saved. For sometimes, if it's your first time, it's gonna ask you to select where do you want to save it. Then you just select a folder like I did in the beginning of this video. Okay, so now let's run our program. You can see this website, it was index.html, but now the title changed to what? It's changed to great site, and then we have our h1, h2, and then the p tag. All of those are now arranged in order. So, and you can also even add an image. For example, let me see, I have an image right here, I think. Yeah, I have an images folder. Okay, let's do an image tag. Okay, let's add an image. You do img. Okay, and then you tap on the tab thing, and then src. This src stands for source. Okay, and source is slash. Okay, images slash, and then car dot jp. I think it's jpg, but I'm gonna go look it up. Okay, let me check. I have car.png. Okay, car.png. Alright, so now let me check. Let's okay, we have another thing. This is right here is the alternative text that will be displayed in case the picture is not displayed for some reason. So now I'm gonna say a car, but in real cases you might want to write something very detailed. For example, for screen readers and like disabled people that uses those screen readers, they want to know what is that in the picture. So now let's run our program. See, I'm doubting about the displaying of this picture because I know this picture is gonna be big, and here it is. So if you don't want to scroll all over to the edge of your screen to see this picture, let's get back to our HTML, and in this thing, let's add another attribute. Let's see, width, and we set it to, let's do 300 pixels. Okay, I think that should be good. Great, so now we see a 300 pixel wide or width picture. So I think this should be good for a basic HTML. And thank you for watching. If you find this helpful, please make sure to subscribe to my new channel and turn on the notification bell, and don't also forget to give me a thumbs up. That will really help. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Bye. Bissalam.